Hi Andy, what we got is basically your clock, and I need to obviously go run through a couple of maintenance that you need to basically do on the clock as soon as you receive it. The key and the pendulum will be separate so it doesn't actually damage the mechanism, but I'll show you how to hang this. Then what you need to do is, first of all, you need to hear the chiming, so let's put it to the 5 o'clock. Perfect. And then what we'll do is listen to the half hour. Okie dokie. And now what we're going to do, now we know this actual mechanism is working, I just need to check to show you that the spring is tightened. So the springs are fine, and then what we'll do is close the door and show you the back of the clock. On the back of the clock, what you've got is the actual mechanism itself. This particular mechanism is sitting on this surface. Now it's clear that what I'll do is I'll just make sure that the camera is tilted correctly so that you can see that the surface of this table will not be the same angle or surface as yours. So what happens is there's a mechanism on the inside that allows you to calibrate it for any surface. It sort of finds the center of gravity. So first of all, as soon as you receive the clock, put the pendulum on, and on the surface what you need to do is just swing the pendulum and listen to it. So I'll bring the camera closer. Hopefully the focusing will be working fine. Let's just see. So at the moment it feels like it's a little bit uneven because you can hear the ticking. So I feel that that is a little bit uneven, but let's just listen, let's let it tick for a little longer. That seems fine. Okay, so that will tick, but if it stops, the only, there are obviously the only way to put it correctly to whatever surface you decide to put it on is by finding the section that allows you to actually correct the center of gravity. So what I'll do is I'll zoom in, hopefully show you the section that you need to look at. Let's just see if this allows you to focus. Just have a look. So on this section here, what you've got is a little tiny lip here. That little lip comes from the back of the clock into the actual pendulum section, and it's just a matter of actually finding the section where it's sort of contact and then pushing it just a little bit further beyond the pendulum swing, and this calibrates the center of gravity. So I'll show you with the actual clock at an angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to purposefully angle the clock and try and calibrate it for that particular angle. So there, I'm going to place a little wedge, so bear with me, I'll do that now. I'm just going to tilt the clock, put the wedge underneath it, so it's uneven or on whatever surface you decide to put it on. So there's a little wedge there, and then you see at the top there, and what I'm going to do is now I'm going to swing the pendulum and let's listen to it. As you can hear, it's ticking more than talking, and it will come to a stop. And you can hear it struggling, and it comes to a stop. You can't hear the ticking anymore. Okay, so now what we need to do is let's calibrate it for this angle. Even though it's purposefully off center, I need to show you how to set it up for any surface. So what we do is we're going to push this to the right a little bit, so it's just beyond the pendulum swing, and then ease it into that section. And notice that the ticking is back to normal. This is a very easy way of doing it. You might struggle a little bit because you're trying to sort of find the center of gravity, but this sounds just perfect. And that's how you do it. So now, if I was to reset the, remove the wedge from under the clock, so I'm going to do that now. So I'm just going to move the wedge out of the way. So as you can see, I've taken the wedge away. You can hear the clock has come to a halt. I'll show that again, hold on. Let's listen to it. Struggling, and then it stopped. So what we do is we actually correct it. So I know that we need to sort of push it just a little bit to the left and then let it swing, and that's about right. And again, you might struggle a little bit, you might need to ease it to the left, to the right, just so you can hear the perfect ticking sound. And that's it. Now, with regards to speeding it up, obviously there's a screw down at the bottom, and what tends to happen is, if your house is warmer than mine, the metal will expand and the pendulum will just go too fast. Sorry, it'll go a little bit slower, because as the pendulum lengthens, it takes a longer time to swing. So to compensate, you need to tighten the screw at the bottom of the pendulum, which is this screw here. So you just need to tighten the screw at the bottom of the pendulum so that it goes faster, to compensate for it slowing down in a warmer environment. If it's in a colder environment, the metal will contract and it will start going too fast, so you'll need to unscrew it from the bottom of the pendulum, and then that will compensate for it. But as soon as you do that, you just place the pendulum right back. You don't need to calibrate anything, just hang it back and let it swing. And that's pretty much it. With regards to everything else, I mean, the sound, absolutely perfect. It will chime on the hour. All you need to do is use the minute hand on the front of the clock to make sure. But this will be packaged up and sent over to you. So as soon as you receive it, it's just a matter of actually either waiting for the time that's displayed on the front of the clock, or just turning it ever so gently to the time. So if you are based around about, say, you receive at 9 AM, so it will go to 6, let it count to 6, and then the hard past, and always just take your time through it, and then go to 7. And then 7:30, and so on, and just all the way around until you actually reach the hour it's on. Or you could just wait, and then all you need to do is just reach to the back of the clock and then just swing the pendulum, and that will be enough. But always make sure that the clock is in the right position. You now know how to calibrate it. Once you calibrate it and put it down on the surface, you might need to reach to the back of the clock and just tweak it so that it matches the surface that it's on. And that's how you do it. Okay, thank you very much. Speak to you soon.